And and we are live. Hello guys. It's your girl Sophia, aka Sophie, back on Sophia's football talk. Oh, I just realized I did not put on my light. Give me one. There we go. So, good morning. That's also what Wada says to you all. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Um, yeah, it's not really that early here in Norway. It's the clock is about to be 11 a.m. very soon. I'm not going to be here for the longest time. I was just thinking, just come by. Probably a little bit late with my reaction to this, but everybody had an interview, which I believe was released yesterday. And it came out with some interesting claims, accusations about Manchester United and the way they, favor English players and whatnot. So I kind of wanted to do my take on it, and also, to those of you tuning in or maybe you're watching after this video has gone live, I would like to kind of hear your opinions as well and whatnot. So yeah, we're going to dive into that, but do of course subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Also join my fantasy Premier League right here that I have going on. How many are we in that fantasy Premier League? Let me check for a second, just because I haven't checked for a while. We're still over 50. One more that will be joining us very soon. So, like I said, do subscribe to the channel. Okay, so far we got 2 likes. Can we get the likes even more up? That would be great. But yeah, let's just dive into it. Actually, so we're just gonna. I've taken screenshots of all of the tweets that I found of direct quotes of what everybody has said, and I'm just showcasing the tweets from what I found from UTD reports. So yes, let me do that. Share the screen, and also of course, do feel free to share your own opinions of Eric Bailly interview and whatnot. Even if you are a Man United fan, you're not a Man United fan. I mean, especially in this case, I would kind of like to hear from Man United fans in particular. But it is what it is. Brush says, "Big up, Sophia. Big up to you too, Brush. Hope you're doing well, my mate. Hope you're doing well." Okay, so we're gonna share it by the way. Kind of realized, so sorry for being a little bit late. Trying to be more on time, people. Sorry, not doing it on purpose. It just happens sometimes. My apologies. Regardless, here it is. Let's talk about it. Okay, maybe we'll have it like that. Yeah, okay. So the first one here, as you guys can see, Eric White, direct quote: "The club, meaning Man United, should avoid favoring English players and give everyone a chance. United should encourage competition in the dressing room, not just look out for some. I always had a feeling that the national players was prioritized." Damn. That's Do I disagree with this statement? No. Um I think he's definitely is preferring, because he will be in in uh, in some other quotes, he will dive a little bit more into Eric Ten Hag. But I think when it comes to exactly this direct quote, I feel like he's probably referring more to, um, what should I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or other managers in the past that just kind of seems to favoritize, or like you're saying, prioritize other players based on nationality. And probably, you know, in moments at last season, for instance, there were big chunk of last season he definitely was available. Yes, everybody has been injury prone throughout the years, throughout the seasons that he has been at Man United, and he does dive into consistency as well. So it's not just that he's putting, what should I say, blame on just the club in general, but also kind of acknowledges that he too has, okay, I've been playing well, but I've been the consistency hasn't been sustainable. which I do agree with. So when it comes to this player, this particular statement where he's accusing the club technically of having an English biased fan, I agree. There's definitely has been. Hopefully that will change under Ten Hag, and in a lot of ways, I always feel like it has. You see that Harry Maguire has been sitting on the bench. You see that. By the way, give me 1 second. It's work related. Okay, I have to answer this after the live. So that's why I'm not clicking on that message, or else I'm gonna forget it. Okay, let's move on. We're not gonna be here for that longest time, but okay. So like I said, Maguire has been sitting on the bench. Okay. Luke Shaw has also been sitting on the bench. So yeah, he has definitely kind of changed that whole atmosphere. And by him, I'm thinking about Eric Ten Hag in particular. Alan says, "Long time no see. Long time no see, Alan. Hope you're doing well." Malaya United says he's calling out Maguire without saying it out loud. Oh, he's definitely calling out Maguire 110%. That's not, I mean, you definitely don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out who he's technically thinking about. And there's some other quotes here. Next one is everybody. Let me maybe zoom in a little bit. Maybe not that much. There we go. Everybody, again, a direct quote. That doesn't happen at Chelsea or other big Premier League clubs. Some people take it for granted that they are going to start, and that weakens the team. Luckily, Ten Hag has a lot of character, and I hope he can change that. Interesting. Yeah. When he says the first part here, or the second here, some people take it for granted that they are going to start, and that weakens the team. I definitely 100% think that he's speaking about. It has to be Harry Maguire because eh, as one of the guys based on nationality. English bias for sure, because there were times last season where he was fit, but he didn't play. And then there was other players that was having horrible performances week in and week out, and they weren't even giving everybody a chance. So yeah, I see his point, but you also have to remember the guy has definitely been injury prone regardless. So you have to take that into account as well. You know. Okay. Malaya says even Rashford is not that good. Yes, he scored 2 goals versus Arsenal, but he was bad versus Leicester. Too many walking around, no pressing when United without the possession, as if he's saving his entry. Maybe that could be the point too. Yeah, like I said, so sorry for my. I don't know if it's Wi-Fi or my computer doing a madness. I'm sorry, but I'm still here. I'm here. What I'm saying is, I agree with you, Malaya, in a way when it comes to also Rashford. Rashford still has a lot to prove, but it was just nice to see at least that he did play well when it came to, or did, has been producing. But I still need to see a lot more from Rashford because I'm not completely convinced. But I'm happy that he is scoring, he is assisting. But he needs to do more for me, for sure. But I do feel like there has been an English bias, and he isn't. Everybody isn't wrong for saying that. Um, so some people might be like, "Oh, Eric Bailly is probably one of the leaks." I don't know if he necessarily is or has been, because the way that he has been putting out these statements, I don't really feel like it's direct. Like I was side eyeing Dean Henderson, the way he spoke and the way he was like, he was at loan at Sheffield United, and then he just kind of assumed like, yeah, maybe he was giving broken promises that he was going to be the number one. But I'm just like, the hair is number one. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we even thinking? How is he even going to have that big chest to think that, oh, I'm going to be the number one? I'm going to be the number one goalkeeper. Get out of here. So I feel like yes, there are parts of these quotes the statements from Eric Bailly that I do agree with, and some of it, you can say, well, bro, you have been injury prone, and oftentimes, yes, you have been fit, but when you do play, you end up getting injured quite often. So, but he is. It's not like he is blind to that as well. By the way, Monty says, "Big up, lovely, you lovely lady. How are you today? Thank you, Monty Talks. I am fine. How are you? Hope you're doing well." Okay, so next one here is about when Eric Bailly met Eric Ten Hag. I met Eric Ten Hag in the dressing room at the end of last season when he went to sign his contract. I was packing my things because my intention was to leave, but he told me he wanted me to stay because he was going to give me minute. I cannot speak today or read because he was going to give minutes to everyone. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Last one. Uh, I agreed to do the summer tour with Man United, and he kept his word, meaning Eric Ten Hag. But I don't want to play every now and then. I want to do it every week and feel important. I want to get my confidence back. Interesting. And I see that. I see that. But the thing is, you can't be playing every week when maybe your body just can't bear to be playing every week, and that happens. So but I understand the frustration. There were, like I said last season, brother was fit. He could have played several games. But no, we still kept going with Harry Maguire. So yes, there is an English bias, 100%. Or right now, I feel like with Eric Ten Hag, I don't think that's the case anymore. But early on, yes, it was. Even with my fellow Norwegian, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it definitely was. Mosi, oh no, no, okay. And Mosi Talk says to Malaya, we are winning. That's all that counts. Amen. Amen. Mosi Talk says, I'm good. Good for you. Good. This says, I'm late. Don't worry. You're not. I mean, it's like 12 minutes in. We've just been, showcasing some of the, what should I say, quotes and statements by Eric Bailly and whatnot. So that I just kind of wanted to dissect and give my thoughts on. So I, a lot of it, I agree. The core statement here, talking about the English bias, and we have talked about that in this on this channel before. Certain discussions when people bring up players playing ahead of others and whatnot. Definitely has been favoritism, a lot of favoritism in the past, but right now it seems to be that players are getting playing time based on performance. So for me, I'm like, you know what? If some of the players, I'm not going to say some of my players because this is my team. I am Man United FC number one. That's what I am. I'm not player FC. I am Man United FC number one. Okay, don't get that twisted. But by the way, there was also another one here. There was also another tweet here where he talked about, which I kind of wanted to showcase. He was saying about like what was it? The injury. With him being inconsistent. I don't know where it is, but he did also. It's not like he's just like pointing fingers on everybody else. He was also talking about, yes, I've won a player man of the match awards and whatnot, and but I just the consistency just hasn't been there, and I agree with that. That's a fair statement. Um, to also be like, you know what, yeah, the club, you know this is kind of what I've been frustrated about when it comes to the club. But also, I have to kind of look at myself as well, you know? So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That this is at least what I'm thinking might be different from the Dean Henderson interview. And also, Eric Bay most likely won't be coming back, Yes, he's at loan at Marseille. There is a buy option clause where if they get through to the Champions League, or if they, get Champions League. next season, but I think they probably will be buying him either way. He said bye to all of his teammates. He's giving out like a post on social media about saying bye to all the fans and whatnot. So he ain't coming back. So I do feel like the scenarios here are a little bit different, but that's just me. Maya says to Muncie Talk, it doesn't work like that, bruh. If one player gives less effort on the pitch, it will affect other players as well. They're gonna ask questions. Why should I give more than him? Maybe that might be the case. Maybe that might be the case. Or maybe not. Could be the case. Daily Tech says it's not by being injured. He's out of game. Not being injured, he's out of the game. I remember when Maguire got injured and got back to the training that week and immediately started in the next game. Yet, but he was training for weeks. Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's also what I'm saying. There has been last season, and that's also when that particular incident comes to part. Last season, everybody, let me just because this is doing a madness here. There we go. I think we're good. Okay, so what I was saying is last season, when was that Leicester game? I'm 100%. I remember we lost like 4-2 or something. It was a horrible game. Yeah, it was that game when I was like, no, I'm only gonna sort that out. Like I can't do this mentally. I can't do this anymore. Like I'm done. That was the case for me at least. So um, Eric, what am I saying? Everybody was fit, and then um, Harry Maguire was injured, but then slowly got rushed back into that game. Even though you could have picked Eric Bailly, we ended up losing that game, by the way. Just, I'm not just trying to be like blaming Harry Maguire. I have an Harry Maguire agenda or whatnot, because that's not the case. But I'm just saying, you could have picked Eric Bailly, but you didn't. So I see your point, Daily Tech. Daily Tech also says every time Bailly played, he performed. In a lot of times, there have been some times where Eric Bailly, let's not get it twisted. We have been a little bit reckless, da, 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 but I rate Eric Bailly. When Eric Bailly is fit, he's a wonderful player. I wanted him to stay. I was one of the very few that I was like, damn, he had a good preseason. But overall, in preseason, there were some games that he wasn't also playing though. I think he was playing like the Liverpool game and might have been the Melbourne game, like two halves in like the second half in the Liverpool game. Where he just out of nowhere, just we weren't creating anything in the second half, and then suddenly he was like, "F it," running up, ba 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 ba, giving the ball to who was it? I think it might have been Ganacho, and then Ganacho giving it to Palestri. No, it was Ahmad. And I think Ahmad to Palestri. The Palestri scored. Yeah, Facundo Palestri. So and Eric Bailly, in my opinion, is way better in with the ball than Harry Maguire. I just feel like Muncie is saying, Bailly is made out of glass. Maybe that's the case. You know, he might do some reckless thing, be performing very well, and then sometimes overall when he plays, he ends up getting injured very quickly. He's been here since Jose Mourinho days, and he has like what I think 100 less than 100 games overall. He's been injured a lot, so you have to take that to account as well. You know, Mosita says all the negatively still is shocking from all the negatively still is shocking from the fans. We are definitely playing and looking better than last year. They look like they are playing for the badge. I agree with you, Monse. It does look like that the players are playing for the badge and whatnot. So I'm happy with that. We need to see more of that, of course. Just keep doing it. We can handle a loss. It's not about us fans not being able to handle losing games. We can. We just want you to actually play with dignity. If you're gonna lose with dignity. To Bashar's family, which is my dad, says last year he was fit. He was. I agree that. Malaya says players should be picked based on the merits, not price tag nor nationality. Ten Hag is kinda reset culture. Nobody's safe anymore. My only concern is the injury. Lisandro injury versus Arsenal scares me. I've heard that Lisandro Martinez is fit though, but don't get it twisted. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing the Europa League game, and we're going to be rotating. So he's not going to be playing that game. I don't want him anywhere near. I don't want you on the bench. You better be sitting on the stand. You no, sit on the stands, watch the game, and chill. That's what I want you to do. Nothing else. Just sit on the stands and chill. Okay? So yeah, but I do agree. I feel like there's a resetting culture, and I like that. Mostly Talk says Lindelöf should be in before Maguire does. So where also sometimes when it came to bias statements, the English bias, I also feel like okay, in some ways though, brother, Lindelöf was also ahead of you. So the English bias I do 100% agree with, but you also need to take account he was still behind Victor Lindelöf in a lot of ways as well. And Victor Lindelöf is Swedish, so you know, but there's still an English bias. Don't get twisted. The Josh family says only Manchester United favorites English players. Chelsea or any other teams never happen. I don't know. Maybe it does happen to other clubs as well, Dad. Maybe. Deltek says the reason why he was inconsistent is because he barely played. But he barely played sometimes because he wasn't always fit. We have to be honest here. We have to be honest. I agree with a lot of things that he says, but brother, there's there's games that he has been playing and then suddenly he's out injured. And then when he gets fit again, he doesn't get picked. So I see the point. We also have to keep it 100 here because here on this channel, we keep it real. He has been very much injury prone. But I would not be opposed to have him stay at the club. But he didn't want that. So, what are you going to do? Ozzy Talk says, what's this about English bias? It's basically what should I say? What Bailly statements that he made, that in a lot of ways he felt like, what the quotes here? Let me go back. Let me go back. There we go. In a lot of ways that English players or just players gets picked based on nationality, even um, regardless of them. What should I say? Regardless of the merit or the performance overall. And that's we're just digesting or dissecting what Eric Bailly said. And I feel like I'm gonna be honest. A lot of it I did agree with. Like this one, the club and Man United should avoid favoring English players and give everyone a chance. That's what he's saying. Just avoid favoring the English players and give everyone a fair chance. And I agree with that. Was everybody given a fair chance last season, the season before that, with the favoritism? Harry Maguire constantly playing over and over again ahead of some other players. Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, like let's come on now. Let's keep it 100 here. Let's are we gonna keep it 100 here or are we not gonna keep it 100? Daletic says Dallo and Telles barely played as well. That's why they were so bad when the manager started playing them. And they start to get more of a chance. And the same goes with also everyone. Bisaki, he definitely was played a lot under Erik Ten Hag, and Dallo didn't really. I mean, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So yeah, I see. I agree. And Dallo and Telles start to get more minutes under Ralph Ragnick. Telles, he's at loan at Sevilla. He will be coming back because he's not a buy option clause there, so he probably will be coming back. And Dallo has been doing very well under Erik Ten Hag. It's just about giving players a fair chance. And if and when they are giving that chance and they actually do perform, let them continue. You know, don't let it be based on anything else because I just favor this player because this player da 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 da. Da. No, I don't care about that. Maya says, I remember clearly why he was a world class level when he first joined, and then he decided to play for Ivory Coast, get injured, and never been the same. I hate international matches ever since. Okay, the last statement maybe we could have done without. I see your point, but I'm thinking, you know, it for a lot of players playing for your country and the country that you were born in, or your roots, or the country you live in, or whatnot. Like playing at international level definitely means a lot. So I don't want any players to feel like that can't be the case because you're injury prone and whatnot. Um, Obviously, if you actually are literally dealing with a lot of injury, then probably take a break. But if there's a chance and they're giving the call, why not? Jerome 10 says, I love your channel, but next time don't go live when Mark Gobridge goes live. Okay. Thank you for your comments. I didn't realize that Mark was going live, but my channel is going to be small. I mean, I go live sometimes when other channels go live, and it just happens. I just had the time before, getting ready to go to work. So it is what it is. If he goes live, good for him. You know, what are we gonna do here? Well, I can't compete with that. So yeah, multi talk Marco Bridge sucks, mate. Okay, I'm not gonna engage with the slander. Juran says don't matter if Goldberg sucks. He pulls numbers. He definitely does, but it is what it is. Malay says, what do you mean Brent de Cesare? Damn. Okay. Wow. Um, Daily Text says, I agree with everything Bayi said because it was not only him. Players like Donny got ruined. Yeah. I feel. You know what? Maybe this. I won't. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it this week. Next week, possibly. I say it all the time, then I keep forgetting it. I have to have like a live stream where we just talk about Donny van de Beek for like a while. We just have a honest conversation and be like, did Man United break him? Did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, my fellow Norwegian, did he break him? Because that's what it feels like right now. I think it seems to be that Donny van de Beek is injured, definitely not fit. But I don't know, man. I feel so bad for the kid. The kid was on cloud nine, was playing in the Champions League, reached a semifinal back in 2019 and whatnot. Then 2020 came to us, never been the same. And I see a potential with Donny van de Beek, and I feel like if there's somebody that can get something out of him, it has to be Eric Ten Hag. And I hope it can happen. But maybe a lot of people, maybe a lot of the fan base has particularly given up on Donny van de Beek, but that has to be a proper video where we actually talk about him in particular. To those who are just tuning in, do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, okay? Because it does help us this round. How much likes do we have right now? We have 9 likes. I don't know, 8. Sorry, I got a little bit too carried away. 8 likes. Can we get the likes up to 15? You know, that would be great. But I think we're just going to end it at that. I have to, eat breakfast and get ready for work and whatnot. But I will be coming. I'll be coming back later today. We're going to be doing a match preview on the Manchester United, I should say, the Crystal Palace. No, what am I saying? It's a Europa League game, girl. God. The Manchester United versus Real Sociedad game for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be doing watch along and live match reaction, whatnot. And also later tonight after the Champions League games, like I did yesterday. Those of you who did tune in, or to those of you who didn't tune in, later, after all the games, we're going to be talking about the Inter versus Bayern Munich game, the Napoli versus Liverpool game. So we're going to be talking about Champions League. Even though my team Man United is not in the Champions League, we're still going to be talking about Champions League because we love football, and that's that. So yeah, let me read the last few comments here, and then we'll end it. But overall, maybe let me just sum up the comments here again. So to those who just tuned in, let's just talk about the quotes one more time. Those who just tuned in to also see if you want to hear, like I said, Eric Bay mostly he has been, accusing Manchester United of favoring English players. He just wants them. He just wants Man United to give the players, to give everyone a chance, you know, to encourage competition in the dressing room and not just look out for some. Wait, United should encourage competition in the dressing room, not just look out for some. He's always had the feeling that the national player was prioritized. Is he wrong? I don't think he's wrong. But he's also, in a lot of ways, still admitting, and he's not necessarily pointing the finger at, what should I say? What should I say? The, what was the, I lost my train of thought. He's also still focusing on you know, what am I saying? I'm sorry, guys. It's been long day today. Long day today. Although the day just started yet, but it is what it is. My thought is when he was giving this interview, he also did say, like he wasn't referring to Eric Ten Hag in any way. Seems to be more so about like how the previous regime, how things have been running. Then is kind of what I'm assuming that he's referring to because Eric Ten Hag tried to give him some minutes and he kept his word. He did say that, but everybody was just like, you know what? I just want to feel chosen. I just want to play week in week out. But also, me as a fan, I have to also address, you know, the fact that you have been injury prone, bro. So therefore, you haven't always been fit, and then there will be a difficulty for you to be playing every week. That's kind of my assessment. But the English bias, I do agree with. I do agree with. Afnan says the next step for this team is to start controlling games and show more quality on the ball. I completely agree with that, Afnan. Yes, high five and a dab. That's a great comment. I 100% agree with that statement. I, you know, I just want to let's keep the momentum. It will be great if we can win against Crystal Palace and whatnot, but also like tomorrow in particular. Like I said, it's going to be the Europa League game against Real Sociedad. A lot of the players that have been playing the other games in the Premier League, they're going to be rested. So the players that have been sitting on the bench will be given a chance. So I just don't want us to solely rely on the first team. I also want us to have like a good second team, a good bench, so that we can rotate. Everybody knows the deal. Everybody knows the game plan. Everybody knows the playing style and whatnot. And I want to see competitions. Nothing wrong with that. I don't want to, I'm not going to be like, oh, if Luke Shaw suddenly, starts to perform well and then suddenly Malasia gets on the bench. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, why is Malasia on the bench? If Luke Shaw is performing well, then why not? And the same goes to Harry Maguire, even though, like, I still do want Harry Maguire out of my club. But I'm just saying, if these players, there's no agenda here. If these players are performing well, you know, then they should be rewarded. But it has to be consistent, you know. So I'm thinking this is an opportunity tomorrow. A lot of this player, Aaron Bissaka and whatnot, Casemiro hopefully getting more and more fit. Ronaldo as well. They got to know their role. Nobody's bigger than the club. I love you, Roro, but nobody's bigger than the club. Malaya is saying, do you think Aaron Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, Casemiro, Fred, Donny, Ilanga, Garnacho, Ronaldo will be starting versus Sociedad? And that's a good question. We're going to be doing match preview later tonight at like 8 p.m. my time. So the video is already like planned. So just, subscribe to the channel, click the like video, notified and whatnot. But we're going to be talking about it. And I feel like, since you're stating these players, I feel like that will probably be the team, to be honest. I'm a little bit unsure with Donny because might have been unfit or injured or whatnot. Maybe he'll be back. I would love to see Donny be playing. And like I said early on, which somebody did say, seems to be that Donny might have, completely ruined by the club. So I want to do a video probably talking about Donny van de Beek, just like did Manchester United break Donny van de Beek or something like that. But that could be our starting lineup for the Real Sociedad game for tomorrow. Could be. Dedetek says, Sophia, we haven't talked about the stories coming about the club being sold. Ooh. Dedetek says, Gary Neville has talked about it too, which I think is going to happen soon. You know what? We need to do a video about that as well. I just need to. I was hearing about that, but I haven't found like proper reports. But if I hear anything more, we'll definitely do a live stream about that and have a discussion. Great point, Dedetek. Thanks for bringing that up. I hope it can happen. If that happens, hallelujah. I'm like planning to get a Man United tattoo. I've always wanted to get a tattoo, like right here. The you know the figure, the devil figure. Seems so wrong when you say it like that, like right here. So if when we're selling, right after, if I have the money for it though, then we're getting a tattoo to solidify it, the love for the club, because love for the club is bigger than anything. Amen. Okay, guys, I am going to end it at that. It's been a fun stream. Thank you guys for joining me early on this morning. You guys could have been doing mm, so much more editing else, but you decided to be here, being active, keep me company in the live chat. I do appreciate it. I think it very soon. Um, Not long until I might start to have people call in and whatnot on my streams, so you can be on video, or maybe you just want to talk but you don't really want to be in video or whatnot. So doesn't matter. We're going to be doing that very soon. But I'm wishing you guys a lovely day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys for we're gonna you don't you worry, you're gonna see me later tonight for a match preview on the Manchester United versus Real Sociedad, and very late a Champions League recap for the games today. So we're just gonna be talking about Champions League and whatnot. Even though Man United is not in Champions League, I still can have my opinions be shared and whatnot. So do subscribe to the channel. Do give this video a big thumbs up. Share with all your friends, family. Join my Fantasy Premier League. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I also do have Twitter, but that's just Sophia's Football. So all socials and whatnot where you can find me in the description box. I have to end the stream because I gotta get ready to work or for work. Yes. So I'll see you later. Peace out. Where is the outro? There it is. Peace out. Sophie's out.